2, 3, 4.
Places, almost time for places. Thank you, 5.
5 minutes to places.
Thank you.
5.
All right, so Tomé, you remember your first artistic experience?
Yeah. I was King Louis, king of the monkeys.
What?
Yeah, in a like a theater production of The Jungle Book.
Oh, where was that?
In Baltimore, Maryland. We're talking like I want to say Expo 67, so that would be what, 67. So I'm like 6. And I was like
1967? Wow.
And my family we were going to go to the Expo 67 in Canada. That's how I remember where it was, because we were going to drive from the performance to the airport, get a flight, and meet my dad in Detroit, and then drive to Canada. That's what I remember. I remember distinctly that. And I just remember the whole thing with me wanting to wear the crown the whole time.
The whole time on the drive or the whole time at the show?
The whole time from the show to
okay.
To everything. I just remember that whole thing.
So this was elementary school?
Yeah.
6 years old. Wow. So like I don't want to ask your age, but like how long have you been in the theater? If you started at 6 years old, what's the count?
Oh. 42 years.
Oh, wow.
No, I'm sorry, longer than that. 52.
Now we know how old you are.
Yeah.
Wow. Do you remember anything about that show? Like what your role was and like what it felt like?
Just running around being a monkey. That's all. I don't remember anything other than that, just being a monkey.
Did you have lines?
I don't remember.
Oh.
I just remember the actual crown. It was a paper crown. And being a monkey. I was really happy about it. That's all I remember.
Really happy. Oh,
yeah.
That's so awesome.
Yeah.
So like you stayed in the theater for all that long time. What inspires you? Like what has kept you going? What inspires you to keep doing the work?
I like telling stories. I just like telling stories and communicating with people and being, being in a room with people. I like that. I like that, more than anything. Because I didn't talk a lot. I don't know if you knew that, but I didn't really talk a lot when I was a kid.
You didn't?
I didn't talk at all, because I was dyslexic and no one knew what that was. So I was having a hard time learning language, so I just didn't talk. And that's how I got into theater. My parents put me in movement classes they were trying anything, like music, anything, and then I just took to movement. So I started expressing myself through movement. Yeah, and then I started to have this personality.
Wow, so the movement came first and then the voice came later.
And then came later, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
So you're inspired by storytelling, but you're inspired by like storytelling with the body? Is that what I'm hearing?
Yeah, I say like, I like the way people move. I think because we use our hands, when we speak, and I think that's really interesting. I think that the physicality of it, I think, is really cool.
Yeah,
really cool.
yeah. I love that theater or performance allows people to communicate in multiple ways, that you just don't have to use language, because language can be tough sometimes. It can be hard to know what to say, but our bodies don't lie.
Right, exactly.
No.
No.
Well, what's if you could work on any project at all, any project in the world, what would you do?
This is going to blow your mind. It's a hidden thing for me, but there's an opera, like a small little opera that I want to do. It's Kurt Weill's The 7 Deadly Sins.
Okay, why that?
I think to me it's the perfect mix of all kinds of theater stuff, because it has opera and it has vocal in it, it has text in it, it has movement, it's movement based, basically. And I just think the 7 sins are like, there's so much, so much there.
Would you be in it?
No, I want to stage it. I want to like manipulate it and see what that's like, and see the effect it has on people when they're kind of confronted with like all kinds of their sins.
What's your favorite sin?
Yeah. My favorite sin?
Yeah, of the 7 deadly.
I'd say gluttony.
Yeah? Is that what you're practicing the most of now, gluttony?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's good.
I like a little bit of lust. Well, like, what are some barriers that you find are in your way of doing that, of doing any work you want or your dream project, but just work in general? What are some barriers that you face as an artist?
I think time, time.
Yeah.
And committing to stuff, and when to like say no to something to get to something else,
Yeah.
and when to say yes. It's just time. I think it all has to do with that.
I know it takes so, a lot of people like come to shows and see the final product, and we make it look so easy, with all of the bells and whistles, but like to think about the years and years that go into the making of something, and when you begin a project, you know that, it might be years, if at all, people see the work,
Right.
Yeah, so at time, yeah, I hear you about time.
Yeah.
Even at this time right now, when time seems to be have a strange definition these days.
Right. I don't know. I don't know. I just think that it's like I don't know. I think time is the thing. I want to have more time, and then when you have time, I don't know how to properly use it all the time. I feel like I'm wasting people's time if I'm not prepared with something.
Yeah. I feel that way too, like I feel like I want more time, and then I have time and I'm like, oh my God, I don't want to do anything with this time that I have now. I just want to read a book or lay down. Well, the work has to be done, Whose work are you like loving right now? Who are you seeing in the community that you're like, I want to work with them, or you really like their work?
Yeah, I rediscovered an artist, that I met when I first came to Pittsburgh. His name is Norman Brown, and he's one of those combination artists, and he does like painting and text and movement, and he's very involved in the community and everything. And he kind of was like a little mentor to me a little bit. And I'm just going, you know what? I want to like look and see what he's doing. So I'm like kind of behind his back and going to his Facebook page and looking at all his paintings. Yeah. And just going like, oh, that's really cool. That's really, really nice. And maybe I could work with him. Maybe something's going to come up that I could do. I'm really like digging his stuff right now.
Norman Brown,
yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna look him up because I've been interested in art and having art, and all this time alone at home, I feel like I want to look at things that make me happy and bring me joy in life, and so I'm gonna look him up and see what his stuff looks like. Thanks for letting me know about him.
And it's good because he's been there all the time. You know what I mean? Just been there all the time. And I'm going like, I should have like stopped the world and like looked. You know what I mean? It's supposed to be thinking about me all the time. Like, we are artists. We think about ourselves. Little self-centered. The star of our own show.
Places.
Well, speaking of shows. All right.
Oh, thank you.
We're not even anywhere near ready.
I'm not ready. I just started. See, you got me in trouble. You got me in trouble talking.
Well, lucky you don't go on first. All right. Have a good show, Tomé.
You have a good show.
Thank you.
Thank you for